Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Fuego here.
Here with our review of the original movie, now that we have seen the newest one, because as these reviews are going to come out, that's probably how it's going to have to happen.
Work them backwards.
Yeah, so we'll end up doing our The Predator review Monday night, and then we'll do Predator Tuesday, Predator 2 Wednesday, or maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we'll do 2 or 1, 2, and Predators. So it'll be a big Predator week.
It's Predator week, guys.
So, with that being said, we are here to talk about the very first 1987 John McTiernan directed. I'm glad I looked all that up ahead of time.
Same director as Die Hard.
Yeah, Fuego did the research,
and
of
with
course.
a vengeance.
Indeed, which is the best one in my opinion.
Do you think that's even better than the original
I
Die
do
Hard?
like With a Vengeance better than the original Die Hard, yes. I do.
Oh my
I do.
God.
I have more fun with it. I can't help it.
It's not a Christmas movie.
So, anyway, we're here to talk about the big, badass, burly men taking on the big, badass creature.
Alien.
Yeah, Dreadlocks alien that is the best hunter in the known universe. So, Fuego, why don't you start up? You know how we do our reviews. We talk about overall thoughts, story, acting effects, sound, songs, score, all that stuff in turn. So, hit it, Fuego. Start us off with your overall thoughts.
It's definitely the best of all of these films. The one that started out being the best. How often does that happen? Never, right? But no, I just rewatched this weekend along with basically the other two. I had a little marathon-y session, and this one still holds up the best. I feel like it balances the humor the best, and the humor is like genuinely funny. It's a big-time bro film, though. I will definitely give it that, but I love the hell out of it. You son of a bitch, and just the cast of these big, huge, buff, ridiculous... I mean, Jesse Ventura was a wrestler at the time. I forget his name, but Apollo Creed, who's
Carl
in
Weathers.
it. Yeah, that's right. And then, obviously, Arnie, so the two of them,
And the at the time writer on set, Shane Black, who, because he was going to be there on set, they just said, hey, why don't you be in the movie?
Let's cast you, man.
So yeah, this is...
It's fun, it's violent, it's it started a franchise that I absolutely adore. Like, the Alien and Predator stuff started doing these Dark Horse comics shortly after the second Aliens movie and this Predator movie came out. They eventually ended up crossing the streams, and it was, well, not good on film, but it's been good pretty much everywhere else. So, yeah, man, I love the Predator. I love his arm getting shot off. I mean, I love, anytime. There's so many great bits in this that are very much ingrained into my brain. I still remember the specific sleepover where I snuck rentals of this and the second Aliens movie over, and me and my best friend watched them.
Nice.
I was like 10
They're
11,
such good movies,
like
though.
They're awesome!
So my overall thoughts are this is clearly a classic. It's the one that even the later sequels have... Predators was just trying to be Predator, just amped up on steroids.
Yeah.
So
just drop it, man.
It just laid the groundwork for this awesome mythos that, or at least cinematic mythos, that is one of the classic movie creatures that is actually quite a lot cosplayed as now. Like there are Predator groups, like there are 501st
Predator groups,
stormtrooper groups.
Yeah.
Like it's the same sort of situation, but with just Predators.
Yeah, and if they're legit, they've done the costumes amazingly, and we've seen some troops where they look like borderline cinema worthy. They're that good. So yeah, it's a very expensive hobby, but damn, props to y'all for doing it. It's awesome.
But of course, yeah, the action's amazing, the effects are great, the characters are fun to watch die off, and honestly, the score is great. Dun, 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 dun. Like a lot of really cool stuff that
they
is
recycle
suspenseful.
it in the other two movies for a reason, because it's very memorable.
And it's always got that tribal, that like I love that.
It's very befitting of the jungle, but in the second one where they go urban jungle and all that crap. But yeah, man, if we're gonna talk story though, I have to say it's pretty base in the fact that you have this like pseudo A-team of sorts sent in on this mission into the jungle. They encounter
special forces.
Yeah, so there's some regular people on people shoot 'em up stuff initially, and then this hunter alien who has obviously, as you find out later on, been coming for goodness knows how long, not just to this specific area, but I mean
hundreds of years.
Yes, hundreds if not thousands of years, hunted other planets, whatever. But yeah, it's do or die, and pretty much everybody dies, without spoiling much. And Arnold this is when he was really hitting that apex of popularity, and he carries the he carries the story well once we get into acting. But yeah, man, I mean, that's really all that you need to know. I mean, alien cutting the A-team, basically, in the Guatemalan jungle. That's really about it. So.
And they do something that is actually not done that often. They introduce a female character and don't make her a love interest.
No.
Like, that's nice. Yeah. She's literally just kind of a...
And it
sucks because she's a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
But doesn't she get kind of badass at one point, or at least she tells them, like she tells them straight up?
She assists.
Yeah, she never gets a gun because they don't let her, right? She tries to pick one up and doesn't he knock it out of her hands at one point? But yeah, I mean, there's so many good things. The story points are great. There's so many quality quotable lines.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah, get to the chopper.
Yeah.
It's obviously from this one. Yeah, I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura is so good. And then, yeah, Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
what's the matter? They got you pushing too many pencils? Like, I love that shit. So
good.
Much good stuff. And even Shane Black with his crude humor in the chopper. So pussy's as big as a house.
Yeah, he's okay in this.
I liked him.
He's the balance.
He's that guy. He's the private joker of
yeah.
them all. You know what I mean? There's always one.
Yeah.
So I really love this movie. The acting is great. They're all, you know,
they're all super cartoony, muscled superhero types.
But they're all credible as that.
Yeah.
Of course, we need to talk about Billy, the stereotypical Native American who could feel the forest and know when the creature's coming and like.
Well, every guy, like I said,
down.
is kind of a caricature, just kind of oversized.
But they're all so badass in their ways. That's
what makes this movie. I mean, that's what makes the acting and the chemistry between this, you know, pseudo A-team of sorts, is the fact that they are cracking jokes, the fact that it's serious but not too serious, but it does feel serious when they get killed, and you feel for these actors because you did connect with all their personalities a little bit.
And that kind of is a good segue into the effects, because the gore is there in this one for sure.
I
Jesse Ventura getting the head. Oh, see, I think Jesse Ventura getting the hole blown through him by the cannon, because then the camera shows the Predator through the hole, and then the body falls out of frame. Yeah. So it's like classic cinematography, and like that's a great effect for back in the day.
And I love the viewpoint of the Predator and actually seeing like the heat signatures.
And it goes through a couple of visions. Actually, no, it goes through the multiple visions in two, doesn't it? So we'll get to that. Yeah. But yeah, so the actual gore effects are great. The makeup effects and the suit
and the costuming of this creature, man.
The costuming of the characters too, all good.
But I mean, just his design in general, you know, and I mean, just the iconic laugh. Also, well, I guess that would get to the sound design and like music and whatnot. But I'm thinking of his design when we see the final ugly mother reveal and all that stuff, and you actually see like the weird, almost like crustacean kind of thing going on with this mouth it has.
Jeepers Creepers aped.
Yeah, a little bit, and that jaw, that you know, oh goodness,
kind of goes out a little bit.
Elongated, little bit kind of jaw thing, how it like opens up and expands, and it's weird tusk type stuff going on. So yeah, I thought it was a badass just melding of so many different things, and the fact that it's big and brutish and buff as well. To actually have something that can actually kill these guys had to be something bigger and, you know, more muscly and crazy and stuff, and so awesome design with this.
Well, and even with their masks on before they get their face revealed, it's still an iconic, striking image.
True.
Because again, you gotta, and it's cool because it has stages, right? When during the fight, it has a fully predatored up stage that can
green blood.
Well, yeah, it can camouflage, which is cool because that was an early thing where it was a creature that they couldn't see, except you could just see the shimmer, kind of.
And it's aged pretty good, actually.
It really
doesn't look super stoops or anything like that.
But like the shoulder cannon and then the blades coming off of here,
obviously
like
and
then there wasn't the disc in part 1, was there? Because I know there was the disc in part 2, but I think
the disc is done.
Was there a net in part 1 either, or was there a net? I know the net was in part 2 too. See, they're going to blend together for me now.
And they do start to blend together because I'm thinking of Danny Glover now with the hand circle and killing.
So no, I don't think. I think the disc is in 2 along with the net, but
well, we did get tell us if you know what the actual score is down on the bottom. So
we did get the skinning though. That was one of the most striking images from the movie. Was the first time they look up and see all those soldiers having just been hung and skinned upside down.
And that's something that pops up with all the warring, you know, like gang factions and stuff in the second one. So it became, with that gory nastiness, like a trope of the series that they return to over and over. And it's grisly. I mean, even though there's not a mad abundance of gore, it is bloody when it wants to be and really goes for it when it does. So
Yeah.
And
So
we talked score, I guess. You know, at least initially we talked score.
we did talk score. The score is that good driving jungle beat, but the sound design is what's great. You know, like there. I mean, there is that. Like I said, there's that thing that they have going through a lot of it, but the actual sound design of moving through the bushes and the sound design of when it cuts to his image and it does that, you know, that sort of switch over sound effects. Like that's all post-production stuff.
Well, and also the fact that I love him recording statements and little phrases and stuff like that, and those just echo, you know, and
the pitches are all off at first and things like that, and he dials it in. Anytime. Yeah. Oh yeah, there was that one that black character that stabs the spider off the guy. I forgot about him too.
Yeah. Oh, he's badass too, dude. So I mean, this movie has aged gracefully, actually, which I think is awesome, and it's one of those few from the late '80s that's like a sci-fi action, slight little bit of horror tinge, and I feel like blends everything pretty perfectly.
Yeah, so. Agreed. Yeah. Well, I think that's going to do it for our review of Predator, guys. The original, the best, the amazing,
definitely the best,
macho.
Yeah. Although Mahalo told me that he thinks 2 is better.
I like 2 a lot, so we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
So, thanks guys very much for watching. Thank you especially to all of our patrons that support the channel monetarily. We greatly appreciate you guys. If you want to become a patron, click the link in the description box down below. We put up, right now we've been averaging at least 2 episodes a week between reviews and commentaries and special early drop episodes. So, we greatly appreciate you guys. And until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias. I've been Jaime Fuego.
And remember, stay scared.